All right, Natalie, thank you so much. Well, do you suffer from allergies? If you are looking for a solution to dealing with your itchy eyes, scratchy throat, and sneezing all spring and summer long, you can get that answer by visiting us at the NBC Miami Health and Fitness Expo happening this weekend. Dr. Neil Gershman from the Asthma and Allergy Association of Florida will be at the expo to answer any questions that you may have. And Doctor, first I'm going to say, I just mentioned spring and summer, but you told me there is no allergy season in South Florida, correct? It could be all year round.
Well, one of the reasons we live here is because we don't have seasons. It's always nice. So there really isn't a particular season. So what we try to focus on a lot of times is the indoor allergens are probably the most important thing in South Florida. Dust mites, cats, dogs, cockroach, like we were talking about before.
Well, tell me about that, because that's one thing I did not know about the cockroaches and how that can really spark up your...
Well, especially in the inner city, cockroach is very important. The cockroaches die behind the walls, they disintegrate, and that actually gets into the air, and it's a real allergen. Very important in inner city asthma.
Wow, that's pretty fascinating. So if you're dealing with that may be something that just, boom, lights up a light bulb, and you may want to look into that. So our viewers will definitely be able to come on down to the expo and ask these type of questions to you. What else will any of our participants be able to learn from you being at the expo?
Well, again, we'll have our doctors and nurses down there to answer any questions about asthma, sinusitis, hay fever, drug allergies, for instance. But we're also going to do for our asthma patients or anybody who has asthma, we'll do a lung function test called spirometry, where the patient blows into a tube and we determine how quickly they can get air out. Asthmatics can't get air out quickly.
Interesting. Okay. Now, asthma, allergies, is this something that starts really young? Can you all of a sudden you develop the sneezing and the itchy throat, your allergies, can that happen at any age? Or?
It usually happens in early childhood, 3, 4, 5 years old. Usually starts with eczema and then develops into rhinitis and asthma. But you can develop it at any age. I have 60-year-old patients who never had a sneeze before and become very allergic.
And then, of course, that could also start in very young children as well, correct?
Yes, the youngest we usually see allergies is around 1 or 2. You have to be alive long enough to become allergic to something.
Okay.
You have to, your immune system has to see it first, and then you become allergic.
Okay.
So it usually takes a couple of years.
A couple of years. And there are tests that you could take to determine what exactly it is that you're allergic to, correct?
Right. There are skin tests and there are blood tests. A pediatrician could do a blood test. Allergists, we do skin tests, which are considered a little bit more accurate, to determine what you're allergic to. And what we'd like to do is, once we find out what they're allergic to, teach the patient how to avoid it.
How to deal with that. All right, well, Doctor, thank you so much. Definitely something that's very interesting. Our viewers will definitely take advantage of that. You can get an allergy and asthma screening from Dr. Neil Gershman or any of the doctors and nurses that are going to be revolving their shifts there all weekend long at the NBC Miami Health and Fitness Expo. It's happening this weekend, and you can also contact the Asthma and Allergy Associates of Florida at 305-595-0109. And we want to remind you to join us for the NBC Miami Health and Fitness Expo at the Miami Beach Convention Center on April 16th and 17th. Wonderful information, and it is for free. The doors open up to you at 10 a.m. Again, admission is free, and you can check out all of the details for yourself at NBCExpo.com. And join me Friday night. You can tune in right here to NBC Miami for a sneak peek at some of the free screenings that you could take advantage of, along with food, fun with the whole family at the Health and Fitness Expo happening Friday night, 7:30 p.m. right here on NBC Miami. So make sure you tune in for that. Trina, over to you.
Well, Roxy, thank you so much. Well, whether you need a hat for church,